Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world and whatever time you're tuning into your cards for this week. So let's have a look what the cards have to say for us for this week. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton. I'm an intuitive energy healer and passionate card reader. So I'm just going to pull the cards now to ask for any guidance. Any heads up on the energies this week to help give us direction and focus and advice? There we go. Wow, I probably would keep on going, but that's, I think, enough for now. So I put them face down. I'm going to turn them up one at a time and see what's going on. If you would like a full personal in-depth reading, please get in touch with me through my website at deborahjanesutton.com, and you can book your tarot card reading there, along with other sessions, which you can have a look at. Okay, the first one. Okay, now this is interesting because here we've got the 10 of Swords. Now, swords are your thought processes, beliefs. Going downwards is negative, and this is possibly, I mean, I like to think that there are no negative cards because the ones that are perceived as negative give us the heads up on situations. So, but this one is basically a feeling that you're feeling stabbed in the back, and that you're feeling at square one. I think really commonly the feeling with this card is you're feeling back at square one, and I think that's really relevant for this week. I want to point out that there is a dawn going on in the background, and I think what's going on is a new dawn, and it's a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking. There is so much division going on, okay? There are families and friendships struggling to stay together because people are on two sides of a belief, you know, whether it be racial or masks or virus or dimensional or levels of consciousness, you know, whether it's understanding what's going on in the world or not looking at what's going on in the world, whatever, you know, there's just a lot of division, and a lot of people are just getting caught up in that division that's going on. What we need to remember, guys, is that the division is only in the third dimension, in this physical world that we call reality, and we are creating it through our thoughts and our beliefs. So it's all about harmonizing what's within us, harmonizing the universe within us, because it's our personal division, it's the division within us, the imbalance and the disharmony within our own energy system that is creating the problem. Okay, so a lot of people are feeling back at square one. It's like taking one step forward, two steps back, or if you're lucky, two steps forward, one step back, because we're kind of making progress, and then maybe the government come down with another restriction, or maybe another friend says something that's upset you, or whatever. But this card is about you feeling rock bottom and you feeling back at square one. But look, it's caused by beliefs and thoughts. And we can always change our beliefs and thoughts. So you're not at square one, okay? You're not at rock bottom. It's your thinking that is making you feel that way. So this week already, and I haven't turned the others over, this is really about thinking. I did a Facebook Live this morning and the swords were everywhere, okay, going down. You know, it was all about changing the way we look at things and changing the way we think. I'm always saying, if the thought is not raising your vibration, then choose another thought. It doesn't matter if the thought is true or not. It matters what your vibration is. Because our future does not lie in a point in linear time. Our future lies in a level of consciousness. And we're not going to be able to expand into higher levels of consciousness unless we raise our vibration. So if you have a belief or a thought that is making you feel bad and upset and sorry for people or angry with people, that belief and thought is not serving you. Okay, really, we need to just think, live in cloud cuckoo land if you have to. In the long run, it's going to help. Next card, judgment. Interesting. We've gone from the lowest, one of the lowest cards in the deck to one of the highest. And it is all about changing the way you think, because judgment is a major arcanic card. And this is about your calling. You have a calling. We all have a calling. We're here for a reason, and we are not here for division. We are not here to get angry. We are not here to fight with each other. We're not here to argue about masks or what's going on in the world. We're here to experience and express ourselves at soul level. We're here to express our soul. We're here to experience and express our divinity within our humanity. And we all have a calling to do that. And if you don't know what your calling is, just think about the things in life that you enjoy and the things that inspire you. Because usually they're going to be things that you're good at. And whatever it is, it's going to be something creative. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It could be painting, dancing, talking, writing. It could be anything, okay? But whatever it is, it's making you excited because it's inspiring you. That is your gift. That is what you need to be doing. That's your calling. And by doing that and sharing it with others, because remember, the meaning of life is to find your gift, your calling, and the purpose of life is to give it away, to share it with others. That was kind of like a paraphrased quote from Pablo Picasso there. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. So the meaning of life is to know what your calling is, what you came here to do. Okay, and really we came here to be rather than doing, right? But what we came here to be, but the purpose of life is to share that with others, as in express it and get it out of you and share it with others, because that way you are expressing yourself more globally, you're expressing yourself more extensively, therefore you're just going to align with your abundance more readily, if that makes sense. And judgment, I mean, we've just been talking about division. We're not judging people. Well, we are, because we keep judging people, right? But the point is, let's not judge people. Let's try and catch ourselves. Let's try and catch ourselves before that judgment sets in. And also, let's remember the quote from William Shakespeare about there is no good and bad. There is only your thinking that makes it so. So let's just, if you find yourself in judgment about somebody, especially something to do with this third dimensional reality, okay, or this third dimensional environment that we call reality, if you find yourself in judgment of somebody, please just stop, take a breath, take a massive step backwards, away, look in like an observer, look in as if you're watching a film. Remember that you're a divine being of love and light, and you came here to spread peace and harmony. You do not need to get into the thick of the matrix. You do not need to entangle. You do not need to entangle with the lower frequencies. You can observe, send love, and focus on raising your own vibration, and you will see that the reality around you will change. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. I'm going to say that again. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. That's your calling. And that's what it's all about, the great awakening, the great healing. It is the great calling. We're all being called to do what we came here to do. And trust me, it wasn't to be divisive. It wasn't to be judgmental. It wasn't to argue or to feel fear or to fall out with people. It's just to express love and compassion and doing what you enjoy, doing what you're good at, doing what raises your vibration. It really is that simple. We really are overcomplicating things. Yes, there is a lot of stuff going on in the matrix at the moment. It's a reflection of all the stuff coming up from everybody that needs healing. It's a time for healing on the inside. That's what the chaos on the outside is telling us. Next card. This is going to take forever now if I'm going to spend this long. Here we've got the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Look, there we've got all those swords, limiting beliefs, making you feel stabbed in the back. That's your own thoughts and your own beliefs stabbing you in the back, making you feel rubbish, basically. Page of Swords. Page is always good news coming in. Always really, really good news coming in. And look, he's taken the sword and it's upwards. It's facing upwards. Change the way you look at that. He's coming in, he's picking out the swords that are stabbing you in the back and he's turning them up and he's going, change the way you look at things. Change the way you think. Step back, observe. Like Eckhart Tolle has taught us in The Power of Now. Step back and observe. Observe your emotions, but do not become them. So you can observe anger. It's okay to observe the anger. Don't let it into the cells of your body. Observe it, and it will pass. Okay? So this is good news coming in, and it's related to your thinking, new ways of thinking. Brilliant. You're going to have opportunities to test your new ways of thinking. Just take a breath. Take a breath, separate yourself, look at it from the bigger picture, because really we want to raise our vibrations, because it's your salvation lies in your level of consciousness. Our salvation lies in our level of consciousness, and we can raise our level of consciousness by changing the way we think and by changing the way we look at the world. So if there are people that are not agreeing with you and people you're getting frustrated with, okay, there's no point, because they're just at a lower level of consciousness. So you're not going to be able to raise their level of consciousness by getting frustrated and angry with them. That's going to keep them right where they are, because they are also angry and frustrated. You can only raise their level of consciousness through love and compassion and understanding. More swords, more swords. And here we have a decision, okay? So here you've got a decision that needs to be made. This is coming up this week, right? Lots of decisions. Now, the swords are mental. I think this is all about your thought processes, and this is all about understanding how you can change your reality by changing the way you think. Because look, this is your subconscious fears. Okay, the moon is always subconscious fears. She's in a dilemma. She's got these two ways of thinking, and she doesn't know which way to go. And she's blindfolded because she doesn't know what's on the other side of these decisions and these thoughts. She doesn't know what's coming. There's an unknown. Okay, and that's what it's all about, this unknown. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to go down that road, because, you know, let's be honest, the road that you know, the place that you know, the comfort zone that you know is no longer comfortable. So really, you know, you've got to move out of it, okay? So she's making a decision. You're going to have an opportunity, if not more than one, this week to change the way you think about things. Something's going to happen, something's going to come into your awareness, into your environment, and you're going to have the opportunity to put into practice what I've just said about rising above it, taking a breath, looking from the outside in, understanding that people need love to change. If they're full of fear, they need love to transmute that fear, okay? They don't need more fear. They don't need your anger. They don't need your frustration. You're going to find another way of dealing with it. And you're going to find that the people around you are going to respond far more to your new way of thinking and your new way of being and your new way of doing things. That's the decision. And it's so healing orientated, because that's what the moon is. But it is to do with your thoughts and your beliefs. Okay, and it's the blindfold tells me that you're going into an area that you haven't been into before. You're looking at something from a new perspective. That's why you're blindfolded, because you have no previous vision of that direction. But you're going to have time to put into practice what I'm saying this week. Okay, and your next card. This is interesting. I love this card. This is the Three of Pentacles. I think this card is all about. I mean, Pentacles is about your business, career, and finance suit. But I'm recently been interpreting this card as being your abundance activity suit, because I like to think that we don't work and play anymore. I like to think that we do whatever creates our abundance. We do whatever brings us joy, whatever we're inspired to do, we do that. And through doing that on a larger and larger and larger scale, it's going to bring in abundance. And we're talking abundance in the fifth dimension. So money is a third dimensional tool, okay? So the abundance is going to bring you prosperity and financial security. It's all part and parcel of the abundance. It already exists for you because it's at a level of consciousness. We do not create our future at a point in linear time. We create our future by raising our level of consciousness. That's all happening at the same time. The power of now, no past, no future, okay? And what we're doing is we're just expanding our consciousness into night, better and better and better situations. I mean, more and more abundance, more joy, more peace, more harmony, with higher levels of consciousness, with different perceptions. And so with this is about you doing what you enjoy. But I want to say it's about studying as well. I always think of these guys as 3 is the magic number, but I always think of these guys as like in a university or something. They're like scholars, and so I think there's a message here about studying a bit more. Now, it might not be formal studying. It could be just learning something new, even just about your thoughts. It could be reading The Power of Now, or any of the inspirational texts from the the big inspirational speakers at the moment, like Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Eckhart Tolle. So it's about studying, but I think it's about studying. Maybe it's also about studying wherever your inspiration is. So maybe you've always wanted to do X, Y, Z, but you need to study a bit more in order to do it. This is the time to do that. This is the time to do that, definitely. So, and there's people around you to support you. So this is a new direction. It is going to bring in abundance because it's Pentacles. And it does involve some kind of studying, whether it be formal or informal studying. So that's the lovely one. And we're going to end on, look, the most beautiful one, the sun. The rays of the sun are the spiritual guidance. Horses are always positive movement forward. Look at all the harvest around in the background. It's one of the most positive cards in the tarot. And the baby on the horse, I mean, okay, we're putting our focus on the children at the moment. This is fantastic. But also, I also interpret this card as being some kind of rebirth. And that's what's happening with the Great Awakening. We're having an opportunity to upgrade and to be reborn. Okay, because there's so much healing going on. We're shedding our third dimensional identities and our egos and stepping into our fifth dimensional soul and our inspiration, our love, our compassion, our divine gifts. I mean, it's perfect. We are creating heaven on earth by doing what we love. And there is an element of rebirth. It's like we are being born again. And I always think that with this card, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And you can here's your third dimension. Here's your fifth dimension. How are we going to transcend? We're going to transcend by doing what you love, because you've got a calling, whatever it is that inspires you, whatever it is that makes you feel good. You've got to remember that not everybody's inspired by the same thing. Not everybody feels good by the same thing. Not everybody's good at the same thing. Why, whatever it is that inspires you, why does that inspire you? Where's that inspiration come from? It's there within your soul. It's there as a big, strong message to you that that's what you need to be doing. And if you're not doing it, that's limiting beliefs that's stopping you. Okay, so there's a calling, and once you start doing what you came here to do, then that's going to be so healing for you. Change the way you think. Okay, whether you do some belief changing work with me or anyone else through PSYCH K, or any other belief changing modality, or just catch yourself when you think about your thoughts. Is it lowering your vibration or is it raising your vibration? Choose the ones that are raising your vibration. You know, our thoughts create our reality. Choose thoughts that are going to create the reality that you want, not the reality that you're perceiving at the moment. You will have a chance to practice this. You will have a chance to put this all into practice this week. Some things are going to happen. Things are going to come in front of you that would have made you frustrated and angry before, but they're not now. You're going to deal with them differently. You're going to deal with them with love. Get going with your new inspiration, your new creative endeavor, whatever it is, okay? It could be handiwork, it could be speaking, writing, it could be dancing, it could be helping others in whatever way. But there might be some studying that you need to do, or at least a few books to read on the topic so that you can officially be an expert in that area, okay? There's something there for you to learn, you're supported with your learning, and it is going to bring you abundance. So, you know, this is the beginning, so go for it, because that's how we're creating heaven on earth. I like those this week. It's all about changing the way we think. Just remember, you are a divine being of love and light. You came here to enjoy yourself. You came here to follow your inspiration and follow your excitement. As Abraham Hicks said, excitement is the physical translation of the vibrational resonance that is your soul being its true nature. So if you're not excited, then you're not on the right path. On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.